Today we're going to dive deep into one of my favorite subjects, which is parts psychology, specifically inner child work. You can think of it like this. You've got a higher self, no matter where you're at in life. No matter if you're young in your 20s or if you're in your 60s or 70s, you've got a core self that is, I think, of your most adult, most fulfilled, highest version of you. And then you might have all these other parts that are jockeying for position, jockeying to be heard, and that are also probably not fully heard, and meaning they might have a wound, they might have been through a traumatic moment, and they might be there to guard you. They always have a good intent. There's no bad parts in my understanding of part psychology. So you might have a 4-year-old that was neglected by your mom or your dad or older brother or sister or whatever, or bullied or molested or something tragic like that. And that part is on guard, preventing something like that from happening again. But what happens is if they are basically acting like you're still under threat, and it's 40 years later and you're not under threat anymore, they're operating under an outdated software. So we need to update their software, update their alignment within all the dimensions of who you are. But they first need to be fully felt, fully seen, fully acknowledged, and then integrated, not forced, not banished, not suppressed, which is what most of us do, right? It's creating a pathway of integration where they're fully loved, accepted, and heard. And then they also allow another part, whether it's a deeper state of joy, a deeper state of love or faith or courage, to take the wheel, to lead and guide. And I've worked with hundreds of leaders, probably closer to 500 leaders now, on some version of inner child work. Lots of executives, over 45 MDs now at this point, lots of entrepreneurs, and just lots of normal people that are wanting to do great things with their life and be a great mom, great dad, whatever. So you don't have to be, quote, an exec or MD or anything like that for this work to be really, really valuable. Backdrop of parts work. In the 70s, renowned therapists like Virginia Satir and others were basically starting to do some inner child work. Then NLP brought in a lot of part psychology. Then Richard Schwartz built upon that with internal family systems, which is part of my basis that I'll be talking from, but it's also a more complicated methodology. Then you see Dr. Shefali. She talks a lot about inner child work as well, and others. So it's very popular, and I would say it's an advanced psychological tool that allows us to process stuck emotions. So it goes a lot deeper than cognitive behavioral therapy or talk therapy or regular, even peak performance type coaching, because it allows us to basically reduce the internal resistance, and that internal resistance of whatever it may be, stepping into your next level of success, stepping into next level of visibility. I've had many clients that almost were afraid of the next level of visibility because when they were more visible as a 8th grader, they got bullied or whatever, right? So next level of visibility might mean danger, might mean you might fail, or it might mean, hey, I make this much amount money and now I'm going to lose it all because that's what my dad did. So there might be other layers of deep embedded, unprocessed, unconscious psychological resistance that we need to clear up. And we're going to be able to clear up some of that today. So in these meditations, I encourage you to go back and re-listen as often as you need to. I've had many clients go through some of my meditations like Claim Your Power and others hundreds of times. Additionally, you can also work with some microdosing to open up and deepen your meditation and soften kind of the resistance. So my favorite company for that is Golden Rule. You'll see a link there and some of my favorite recommendations. But use that cautiously and wisely and follow the instructions, of course, with that. So let's dive in to our first or next inner child meditation. If you have any questions or this impacts you as well, comment down below and I'll do my best to get back with you guys and also create more meditations that will deepen your work and your practice on your own. All right. So first, before we dive into meditation, I like to bring in a little multisensory awareness because that allows us to soften it, allows us to feel and get more acclimated to all the senses in our body. So I have a little sandalwood essential oils from Mountain Rose Herbs here. I'm just going to use that. Sometimes I'll use like a little Palo Santo stick, or you could use sage. I have a candle lit over here. Not to get too woo, but just a little woo. Because it's more about the psychology and the neuroscience of activating our senses. So I'm going to put a little bit here, just on my wrist right there. And so I can smell it, and it allows me to calm down a little bit, and you can probably even tell, you'll notice my voice will slow down and calm as we start the meditation. Okay? So what I'm going to have you do now, after you've done a little Palo Santo or essential oils or just a candle even, and you smelled it, allow yourself to get into your senses. And then I'm going to invite you to close your eyes. So just close your eyes with me. And we're going to take a few deep breaths. Just breathe in through your nose. We're going to just start with just breathing in through our nose. Hold at the top. Out through the mouth. Leave empty. You'll notice I'm following a 4-count breath cadence. Letting go of the stresses, breathing in peace. And out through the mouth. Leave empty. And I want you to imagine right now, as you're hearing the music, as you're sinking into a deeper vibration, keep the breath going. 4 counts in, hold at the top for 4, release for 4 seconds, leave empty for 4 seconds. And what you're going to do is imagine your lungs are like balloons, just expanding and contracting, expanding and contracting. And maybe put your hands on your belly, because we want to do belly breathing more than chest. So breathe in at a count of 4. Hold for 4. 3, 2, 1. Out through your mouth at 4. 3, 2, 1. Leave empty for 4. 3, 2, 1. Breathe in at 4. 3, 2, 1. Hold for 4. 3, 2, 1. Leave empty or empty for 4. 3, 2, 1. Empty. Continue at this pace. And what I'm going to have you do on the next breath, just imagine that the room that you're in is surrounded with a bubble of love and safety. And this bubble of love and safety is surrounding you. And there's like a gentle mist, like a foggy mist, drifting in through the air vents in this bubble of love and safety wherever you're at. Or if you're outside, it's a breeze and it's blowing by. And ask your body to speak. And I want to ask your body, what is the color of love and safety for you? I want you to notice what the color is. Thank it for being here. And on the next few breaths, drink in more of that love and safety. So you take a nice deep breath in. Feel that mist of love and safety swirling in your lungs, soaking into your lungs, spreading from your lungs to your heart, up into your brain, down through your arms, down through your legs, your calves, your feet, and your toes. And you're just lightly shimmering this love and safety. Also, I want you to take a moment and see if you can notice any tension, any tightness, any density in your body. And you can also just kind of gently roll your head around your neck, your shoulders upwards and backwards. And then take your hands and just gently stroke your arms, the fabric, your skin, your face, your torso, noticing any tension or texture. And then what I want you to do is I want you to imagine your higher self is walking into a cafe. And as your higher self walks into a cafe, you're going to see 2 versions of you. So bear in mind your higher self is like, think of it as your highest version, your most adult self, maybe your eternal version that lives on after this physical body passes away. And then you're going to see these 2 versions. One could be a part that is resisting. Another part could be your subconscious mind. So like as you're walking into this cafe, your higher self walks in. On the right, let's imagine there's a part that is resistant, that is scared to let go of control, scared to be seen, that is maybe hurting a little bit. On the left is, let's call it your subconscious mind, that represents your heart and body, a part of you that wants you to be even more free. So I want you to turn to this part of you that maybe is a little scared, a little resistant, and thank him or her for being here. Let him or her know that you are glad they are here. You don't want them to be anywhere else. And then thank your subconscious mind as well for being here too. Because he or she is guiding you, wanting you to step into more of the fullness of who you are. Then I want you to turn back to this part of you that is maybe a little scared or a little resistant. And let's ask what feelings are coming up. This is likely, potentially, an inner child part, a part that is hurt and never fully reclaimed safety. So turn back to this version and think him or her and ask her what are they afraid of? What emotions do they have? Hold space. Imagine you're sitting down on a couch in this cafe. No one else is there, just your higher self and this part of you that represents an inner child or wounded part. Thank them and ask them what else would they like to share. With each thing they share, just thank them for sharing that. Let them know, you see, that must have been really freaking hard. And see if they can even show you a scene. Maybe you're looking at a scene up on the wall, like a YouTube thumbnail or a movie trailer, and they're going to just show you a glimpse of what they went through. What is unprocessed? Maybe it's from childhood. Maybe it's a part that just was overwhelmed or scared. Go ahead and play that scene, see what you would see, notice what you notice, feel what you feel as you watch yourself in that scene. Maybe if you want, if this part of you is getting scared, put your arm around him or her and just let them know you're with them. It's okay they feel scared. It's okay that they don't want to talk about this or that they're hesitant. It's okay that it feels like it's too much or scary. Additionally, let's ask this part of you, where else do they feel unseen, hurt, scared, doubting, alone? And thank them for sharing that. Let them know you're very glad they've done a good job. They've been on guard for a long time. Let them know you appreciate that. And let them know you're sorry that they never got a chance to reclaim safety and love. And then let's take a moment. Just ask them anything else they want to share. Any other fears or concerns. What are they afraid of if they let go? If they are no longer driving parts of your life? And thank them for that. What else? Anything else they're holding back? If they feel complete, thank them. And then ask your higher self what words of love and wisdom would you want to give to this version of you? What words of acceptance, not corrections, but acceptance. See if you can offer them empathy, kindness, truth, and just pure acceptance that you understand why they've been acting the way they have. And maybe put your arm around them and have them take a few deep breaths if they're ready, or if they have more to share, let them have more space to share. And ask your higher self, what else would you want to let this part of you know? What other words of truth and love would you want him or her to see? Maybe that you wouldn't have gotten to where you are now. Maybe they've helped you become more successful, or helped you avoid some pain, or helped you develop some good muscle and some skills in some ways. Thank them for that. Anything else you want to share with them? Then ask, do they feel complete? And does your higher self feel complete? And if so, then thank them again. Then ask them, what is their nickname, if they have a nickname, or you want to give them a nickname? What nickname would you give this version of you? And thank them for showing up again. And now what I want you to do is I want you to let them know that they can relax and let go. Let this part of you know. And if they gave you a nickname, just say, whatever that nickname is, you can let go. I got this. We're going to find another part that is more resourceful and ready to lead and guide. And have them take a few more deep breaths and just see if you can help them breathe out any more of that anxiety or fear or need to control or hurt or resentment or bitterness. Just breathe it out. Identify where it's at in their body and just almost gently, lovingly breathe it out with them. Just let it go. And you can give it a nice little exhale like that. Yeah. And then when you're ready, what I want you to do, let's imagine that your higher self has your arms around this little child part, and you and this version of you are going to teleport over to a car on the side of the road that represents your life. And this version of you, this younger child part, is going to hop in the driver's seat, your higher self in the passenger seat. And he or she is going to take off and drive for a little while, but pretty quickly both realize their time to drive is coming to an end. They've driven enough and they're tired, and they're ready for a more mature, more resource part to lead and guide. So they gladly and willingly pull over to the side of the road and toss you their keys and hop in the back seat. And then you and this younger version teleport back in that cafe, and you're going to see this memory, this version of you, pop back into the wall in the YouTube thumbnail. And you're going to play that memory one more time in black and white with no sound. And notice the intensity is already reduced. And then rewind that scene back to the beginning, and I'm going to have you do one more little process. All right? So I'm going to say a magic word, and when I say this magic word, the scene from the past is going to pop off the wall and get smaller. I'm going to do it 4 times. Second and 4th time, it's going to go back on the wall and get smaller. So here we go. See the scene of this younger child part up on the wall, black and white, no sound. Just a little thumbnail. And now I'm going to say the magic word, which is swish. See the scene pop off the wall and get even smaller. And swish, see that scene go back on the wall and get smaller yet again. And swish, see the scene come towards you again and get smaller yet again. And swish, see that scene go back on the wall and get so small you can barely see them now. And notice you're going to feel lighter and freer. And then you're going to walk over to another part of the cafe. And you're going to ask your subconscious to speak and to show you a memory from the future. Or a memory from the past where your highest and best showed up. A version of you that you want more of. So walk over and then ask your body to show you a scene, a moment in time that represents more of the truth of who you really are. And go ahead and play this scene and see what you would see, hear what you'd hear, and notice what you notice. Enjoy it. Have fun with it. Notice how good it feels to be you. And then what I want you to do, I want you to see the version of you that is in this scene pop out of the YouTube thumbnail, come into the cafe, and sit down with you. And this version of you is going to share about what it feels like to be you. A version of you that you really, man, this is pretty amazing. And hear their words. Let them soak into your body as this is who I really am. This is part of how I'm meant to express myself. Then ask them, what else do they want you to see about the truth of who you are? And then allow those words to almost soak into the very fiber of your DNA, like they just land on you. And they soak in more and more and more. And take a few deep breaths as you receive and soften with their words. Notice notice how good that feels. That maybe you are worthy. Maybe you are even more amazing than you've been showing up. Maybe you have what it takes. Maybe you are enough. Maybe you are loved. Maybe you are powerful. Maybe you can be confident in the fullness of who you are. Ask them, what do they see that you need to let go of in order for you to flourish, in order for you to shine more fully? And thank them for that. Yeah, let that soak in. Anything else they want to share with you about who you really are, what you're really capable of, what they want you to really see and know? If so, think of that. And then have them put their arms around you. And this higher self version is going to speak with love and truth into you. Take a few more breaths. And they speak any other words of love and truth. And then ask them, are they willing and ready to take the wheel? Are they willing and ready to lead and guide your life more and more? And I imagine they are. So now, why don't you, in this version of you, teleport over to that car on the side of the road that represents your life with this other version in the back seat. And this version of you takes the wheel and they drive for days and days, weeks and months, even years ahead. They're going to drive more and more. And this other version of you is still happy in the back seat. They're able to relax and let go because they know another version of you is ready and has what it takes. And let that soak in. And then I want you to see, as you teleport back in that cafe with this higher self version popping back in that movie trailer or scene from the future or the past of your highest and best self, I want you to ask your body, what is the name of this version of you, if it has a name? It's okay if not. Let's see if you get a name. And if so, just plaster that name or write that name, inscribe that name on that scene. And it could be just your name with like confidence or, Confident Mary or whatever. It could be something along those lines, whatever it may be. And allow that to soak in. And then I want to invite your body to allow this version of you to lead more and more. So take another deep breath. And then I'm going to say the magic word. This time, this version of you is going to pop off the wall and get bigger with each time. So here we go. The word is swish. See this version of you pop off the wall and get even bigger. And swish. See this version of you go back on the wall and get bigger yet again. And swish. See this version of you come towards you again and get bigger yet again. And swish. See that version of you go back on the wall and get so big now, taking up the whole wall. And notice that you are ready. You are ready for this version of you to lead more and more. In the coming days, coming weeks, and coming months, they're going to get more and more present, and you just have to invite this version of you to show up. In fact, I invite you to visualize and meditate on this version of you right when you wake up, like 5 minutes, 2 minutes even, and right before you go to bed. Just even invite, you can speak out loud if you got a name. You might be driving down the road and just, hey, boom, speak that name out and invite that version to lead and to show up on your way to work, on your way to pick up your kids or take your kids to work, whatever it may be. And invite that version to get more and more present because you deserve it and you are worthy of that. And let that soak in. You are worthy of your highest self leading and guiding. And just continue to integrate and connect with these different parts of you. As we wrap this meditation, I want you to know that whenever this other inner child part shows up, you can connect with that version of you, soothe that version of you, give them space to be seen, heard, and felt, and then allow them to let go of the wheel and hand off the keys to this other more powerful magnetic version that is ready to lead and guide as well. So, without further ado, thank you. Thank you for stepping into the fullness of who you are. The world desperately needs your greatness. And with that, I'm going to wrap. For more meditations, subscribe below, and for more YouTube videos around neuroscience, around peak performance, around part psychology, all the fun, juicy stuff, subscribe below. Much love.